What's up, Balance Hustlers? It is 2026. The Balanced Hustler. Important things for New Year's, right? Every year, people come with new things, new goals. I hear all this crazy stuff. Listen, a lot of it isn't far-fetched. You can eat better, you could exercise more, you could get you a side hustle, you can do all these things, but you actually got to want to do it, right? That's the reality of it. I'm not just doing this just to hear myself talk. I like to make people around me better. Some of my friends that have came into my life over the years have either started working out, went into business, grew their businesses, started eating better, doing things differently, all because it's contagious. So you could be your friend in your group of people that inspire people to do better. I do say this, man, I have a ton of flaws, right? And I'm not trying to put on this whole facade of crazy stuff. I'm coming from not being an Ivy League grad and inheritance, kid, things of that nature, right? I built things up on my own and I didn't have it the easy way, right? I wasn't the smartest. I wasn't the most technical or, all the different caveats to make you successful in business. I've always had instinct and I've always had a hustle. I knew from the time I was a kid that I would be where I'm at today, or very similar from the time it was shoveling driveways, cutting grass, all of the things I've done as a business, from 9-10 years old on have been very pre-planned out, let's say. Now, I will say my fitness journey, I didn't really have somebody that pushed me into working out. My uncle actually was super big into fitness, big bodybuilder in the 80s. I was like, dang, this is cool. Kind of looked like He-Man when I was a kid, and it was awesome. But, he was much older than me, so we didn't really get to work out much together. We have trained once or twice in our lives, but more in just fun of doing it generational wise. I didn't have this great mentor, that pushed me for my goals. Now, when lining up this year, some things I wanted to take away and start pushing in, I'm a grandfather, which is super awesome. I am looking forward to having my path into being a first-time grandfather on this channel and growing, and beauty of that. It's a beautiful thing to do that. New Year's Eve baby came in. I was sick, couldn't even be at the hospital, which was a bummer, but my wife, family's backbone was there, and helped bring the little guy in, and he was a little boy, Roman, and he's going to be an awesome person because I will see to it and do my best, and my family will as well. With that saying, I had my grandma there, so his great-great-grandma, which is an amazing thing. Not too many families get to celebrate that, which was awesome. So that is new motivation for the new year. I will say this, I want to make myself, not just fitness and business, I just want to make myself spend more time with my family, even more than I have been, and make more memories, because I feel like those are the things that make me feel at peace, and I want to push that more. So back to 2026. We're all here. It's a new year. You're trying to plan this. This is the reality of it. Don't make these crazy things that you'll never achieve because you won't accomplish them. I've heard other people give very similar advice, and it's true, right? If you've never worked out or you haven't worked out in years, don't put this 5-6 day intense plan because, it's all or nothing. Too hard to stick to. Make it something that's achievable, even if it's working out twice a week, cutting soda out, or cutting sugary foods out as much as you can. Those changes, and then you build off them. So, okay, weeks 1 through 4, so that's January, right? I'm going to take all soda out. Then next, on top of keeping soda eliminated, I'm going to eliminate snacking. So if you're eating a candy bar a day, or, some M&Ms, whatever, cut that out, right? For February, you start stacking these goals on top of each other, and then you start seeing the results. That's really the beauty of this, right? Whether it's business, whether it's fitness, when you actually start seeing it, like in the gym, you walk in the mirror and you see less fat and more muscle. It feels good. I don't care who you are. You cannot say that feels dang good. It takes hard work to get there. There's not really an easy street to that, right? With business, you start to see that you have flexibility in your schedule. You're spending more time with your family and making more money to be able to do things. That's a win, right? That's just something you get to look and see and just be proud of. I see some people that are very successful, but they're miserable. That's not good either, right? Or super fitness people, but they're always miserable. I don't eat this, I don't eat that. It's a balance. It really is. It's having a lifestyle that you enjoy doing every single day as much as you can. So take that fitness advice now to your side hustle, your business. Man, Gary Vee has laid out so much free knowledge on this, man. A big shout out to him. He said this and it hit home to me, about the 24 hours. He's like, hey, the guy next to me, he has 24 hours just like I do. What I choose to do with this is just more productive. That's the reality of it. And that dude is super successful off that. He's built his whole brand off of that. And that's something to be really proud of. And then he got into fitness too. I started seeing, they're implementing this now where it's all of this business, fitness, family, you know, it's awesome. With your side hustle, man, be productive, right? Like map it out. Cut out a Netflix binge session. Cut out extra sleep that you're trying to get on the weekends and give yourself some time to. It starts with a book. It starts with something that inspires you to say, I'm going to do this. Find something you really want to do. If you want to be a photographer, look into photography, right? If you want to be a fitness trainer, jump into fitness. There's a lot of money in fitness if it's done right, you know? Educate yourself. Find out what failures there were, etc., what things have been successful in there, etc., and build off of that, you know? Right now, the main reason a lot of people watch these channels and watch that is grasping, what are you missing? Like, what are you not doing? A big part of it's not doing the research, right? When I got into house flipping, I took in a supposed expert's advice and it was far from that, right? Like this person didn't really have this cookie cutter system. And I've said that before. You have to take all that into what you're doing and do some research. I learned the hard way and I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in that flip game by doing that. But now I've learned so much. I just was at the house on Friday, had to fix some last minute things that got vandalized. And now there's an inspection because it's under contract. You know, some plumbing things like all of a sudden a faucet won't work. Like, how does that happen? Some dirt got in line when it got repaired. It had to get fixed out. But now, you know, it's all fixed and worked. You always have to plan for those things to be, those unexpected things to come in. But with that said, back to doing some research, figure out exactly where do you see yourself fitting? What do you want to dedicate to this? How does it affect what you're doing now, your job that you're working now, you know? Because a lot of people's goals is work the 9 to 5 to get out of it to work, you know, for themselves. And if you have that plan, you have to go with that, you know, and make those jumps. But then you have to understand the other things on the other side. There might not be health insurance, retirement, things that you have to plan for outside of that, you know, which are all options you could do without a big corporate company doing it for you. So make 2026 something that you look back on and say, man, I watched this channel. That dude's right. He broke it down. It's super basic, but he's right. Do some research, find some stuff. Start with your fitness goals, right? Gotta have that in there, man. I don't care if you're 75 years old, you know, if it's just walking on a treadmill, but the key to longevity is being active. The minute you get stagnant, you know, your body starts to work against you in that aspect. So cut some bad things out of your life, food, whether it be alcohol. Be cognizant of stuff. Just make simple changes. Don't make a bunch of them. Make some ones that you can hold yourself accountable to. And you'll look back at this year and say, man, that dude was right. And thank you if I was. With that said, I always want to hear from my subscribers some things that are cool that you're doing this year that maybe, you know, we can share with our other group, man. It's a community thing here. Comment them below, please. Let us know how you're doing. Hopefully none of y'all got this little flu bug, but it is crazy. But it's part of life, right? It's going to happen. Get your side hustle, man. Every last one. If you don't have a business, or even if you do and you want to do something else, let's work on a side hustle this year, right? Mine's house flipping, and the market's really bad, but once you get out of this, I will be doing it again. Here's one of my mistakes, proven, and now it works kind of thing. So with that said, this is your boy Jeff, the Balance Hustler. Have a happy and blessed new year, and thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, peace.